Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Atrocious Gameplay. Today we are going over another theme deck profile because it is Thursday. Theme Deck Thursday I'm starting here on the channel, but I'm taking it in a little bit of a different direction. I'm going with a theme deck that I almost have never seen on ladder since I started playing about a year and a half ago. It is a HeartGold SoulSilver Royal Guard theme deck from the Triumphant era. So a lot of you probably don't know this theme deck, how it runs, what it does, but again, like I said last week, theme decks are either like really good on ladder for climbing, or they help give you cards for your collection in terms of very playable cards. And this one especially has two really good cards that came out of Triumphant. We'll go over them in the video and in the games, and we'll see if this deck can perform very well. I'm interested to see how it holds up with things like the Roaring Resolve Charizard, with the Zacian and Zamazenta theme decks, with the Surfetch Darmanitan theme decks. And don't worry, next week we're actually going to go over the Vivid Voltage theme decks, which are absolutely astounding. So hopefully you stick around for that, and hopefully you enjoy this video too. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Always appreciate the support that we have. And you know what? Let's get into our first games of the video. Now again, I have no idea how this is gonna go. I have no idea. Never played this deck. As you probably got a glimpse of in my like little ladder thing, I have yet to play really any games on ladder. So we're starting out with the Spoink. Defending Pokemon is now asleep. Switch point with one of your bench Pokemon. We do have Professor Elm's training method. Search your deck for an evolution card, show it to your opponent, then put it in your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. This will be really good next turn if we don't get donked right here. But we're playing another like HeartGold, or like HeartGold SoulSilver, kind of black and white era. This is Steam Siege, so it's a little bit later X and Y, but still pretty sweet that we're facing another kind of older deck that you may not see too often. I love this Apom card, by the way. Beautiful. All right, I gotta go snag that for myself. They're gonna be doing a fiddle around, look at the top 3 cards, put them back in any order. That's fine because we do have a way to search out. Interviewer's question though: look at the top 8 cards, choose as many energies as you like, show them to your opponent, put them in your hand. Probably would rather use Professor Elm's research method because I'm trying not to die here. And an evolution Pokemon means that we may get to attack as well. Plus, we have this energy. So, hopefully, our Grumpig that we snag can have a colorless option. So then I can attach the fighting energy to this. But we'll see how this goes. They're shuffling up the top 3. Probably pretty good in a deck of the sort. And Twins, this is one of the cards that's really good. But we can only use it if we have more prize cards left than our opponent. So, not going to really help us right now. But we are going to look for this Grumpig. We do have Psychic Lock, which is very nice. This involves Poke Powers and stuff for the next turn. So, not necessarily going to help us out right now. But it is something that is going to help. And here we go. Boom. Big fat 20 damage. No Poke Powers for you. I believe in the black and white X and Y era, Poke Powers were gone. They were just turned into abilities. So, it doesn't really matter in that sense. But we got bench manipulation coming up next turn, probably because we're going to do interviewers questions, assuming that we get an energy in the top 8 cards. Your opponent flips a coin for each of his or her benched Pokemon. This attack does 40 damage times the number of tails. This damage's attack isn't affected by weakness or resistance. So we're probably going to take a knockout here soon. Hopefully, definitely would love to get a Pokeball heads right here. Just kidding, a tails. Flip a coin if heads, choose one of your Pokemon and remove all special conditions and 6 damage counters from that Pokemon. We have 70 left. There's a Joltik right here. There's a Litwick. You're only doing 20 damage. I think I want to wait on that because Apom's only doing a little bit. And look at that. We're going to get 4 energies out of this. So definitely, because this is 6, we probably want to keep it that way. So I'm going to attach the fighting energy. That seems like the best one. And then bench manipulation. We only need 1 heads. We got it. Boom, there's a knockout. Now it'll be a little bit harder because now they kind of know what we're doing, what our method of the madness is. So they're probably not going to lay too many bench Pokemon down, I would assume. And we'll go against this Joltik that I assume is probably going to evolve into, like, what, a Galvantula or something like that. Hopefully they can't do 70 with one energy. That would be absolutely insane. All right, let's see how this is going to go. We're in a spot, though, that we can't really do anything else except heal our Pokemon. They're going to be attaching to the Litwick right here, so... Ooh, retreat. Oh, Joltik has free retreat. Okay, so that's not actually that bad. Search your deck up for up to 2 cards and discard them. So I wonder if this is a Lost March Lampet, which would actually be really interesting. I mean, we are weak to Psychic, so we definitely, well, we can't get a knockout this turn, but let's see, weak to Dark, so yeah, all the more reason, man, we need a Pokemon real bad at this point. We need a Pokemon very, very bad. We definitely need to hit the Life Herb, because especially if they get 2 in there, I think it's 20 times Lost March is, so that is 40 damage, 80 damage, so we need to be able to heal this off, because if they do get to evolve from their hand right there, they're putting some psychic energies in there, so I'm not 100% sure what is their plan right now, but again, we're weak to Psychic, so I think I want to try to hit this. Hopefully it works. We do get a little bit of healing. You could argue that you could possibly save that for later, but I think maybe I'm okay with just going into a bench manipulation. Boom, we do get a heads, but... Oh, it's the number of tails. I thought it was the number of heads at first. I was like, wait a minute, I hit heads. Why did... I mean, we're so used to, like, Crushing Hammer and... You know, the Pokeball that I showed earlier and all these different effects that are like, if you hit heads, good things happen. But in this one, it's if you hit tails. So, dang. Shucks on that. The one time that I don't want to hit tails, but this will be very interesting. We're in top deck mode, and sometimes that's what it is just with theme decks. I wonder if my opponent is also in a top deck mode situation. They are. Not wanting to discard anything else, but that's really nice because now we've got this guy to go into, and I think maybe we just go for another bench manipulation. Another heads! Holy moly, if you saw in some of my previous videos, the heads just don't hit sometimes, and now the only time that I want to hit heads, the only time that I don't want to hit heads, it just happens. But thankfully we have another Pokemon right here. 50 damage, so that's really, really nice. Unfortunately, I used a fighting energy right here instead of a psychic energy. So maybe in the next game that we do, I need to be attaching psychic energies only to this guy. So then this Machop is ready to go and I can do a ton of damage to it. But maybe I just go for... I don't even know if I want to go for Psychic Lock at this point. My opponent seems like they're just dead in the water, similar to myself. Thankfully, I got a good old Pokemon, though. I am weak to Psychic, though, so if this thing evolves, it could be a little bit of an issue. And here's a Hawlucha. Ooh, Hawlucha's ability with Acrobatics, forcing us to switch at this point. And having Shauna to draw a bunch of cards, 5 to be exact, and looking for an evolution probably, right? To evolve and just get rid of this Machop right away, I would think. Which the retreat cost on this guy is a pretty big deal, but search your deck for an energy, show it to your opponent, then put it in your hand. I think I'm just going to go for here at this point. I'm going to go for the Steady Punch to go right here. Boom. We get to do nice old 0 damage, so we're not even one-shotting with the Machop, so unfortunato at this point with the poor old Machop with that resistance, but at least with this energy, we'll be able to kind of do like Energy Lotto type thing. And hopefully they don't hit 3 heads. If they hit 3 heads, I'll cry a little bit, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Seeing how this goes. Hopefully the Shauna didn't get them anywhere. And look at that, it didn't. We are going to... Ooh. This is a colorless energy, and we get to do a little bit more damage, 40 to be exact, so that's pretty good. We're going to go right here. What is this? The defending isn't affected by... Okay, any of that stuff, that's fine. That'll be good for later. We'll go ahead and use Strength. Be able to at least hit 40. Still not taking a knockout, but that top deck for the Machoke is really, really nice. Especially because now with Acrobatics... doing upwards of 60 damage, we can't be one-shot with this dude. So that's really, really good in this point. And we get to save our energy exchanger for later in the game. Let's say we get like a Machop of some sort, or I'm sorry, a Machamp, and we get to evolve into it, and it requires a fighting energy. Boom, energy exchanger, perfect for this exact scenario. I wouldn't be surprised if they manually retreat Litwick and save some prizes and go for the acrobatics. I don't know why they're attaching more. I don't know why they would attach more than 2 energies right here, but does 60 damage for each heads. Boom. And there we go. Only 40 damage. So they got to hit 2 heads next turn to be able to take a knockout. And I'm thinking about what I want to do at this point. I have a couple different options. I could retreat and then go into Grumpig for the bench manipulation, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into a strength, do some damage. There's a resistance of 40, but that's fine because, you know, bench manipulation, I just got to hit 1 tails. Now, 1 out of 3 tails to be exact, so we'll see what happens there. They got to hit 1. There's that 1 right there. Okay, so a little bit of overdone. That's fine. All right. Losing a Pokemon in that situation. Here comes Grumpig. And, oh man, a Nidoking right there. But Nidoking is not going to help us at all. I think we just go bench manipulation. We got to hit 1. There's that 1. That's very good. We actually hit 2. Or actually, we did need 2. Come to think of it. Wait a minute. 40 damage times the number. Oh, yeah, again, it's the number of tails. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to that. The number of tails. Not the number of heads. I was looking at the number of heads and saw 2. I got really excited. Whew, man, these HeartGold SoulSilver decks. We do have a Ghastly, though, so we can put the Ghastly down and start powering it up with the Haunter, which is really nice. So hopefully we don't get knocked out this turn. They're definitely going to start building up the Mareep to try to get the knockout with a beefy Ampharos. So maybe we can get some Sleep Poison going, if anything, and they're just going to leave Litwick up, and I'm just going to use Psychic Lock. I'm not even going to worry about it too much. And I'm not going to try to hit heads, but Psychic Lock right here, taking another knockout. We go down to 3 prizes. Very, very nice. There's a Nidoran, which is really good. We can also use this one, but I think what I want to do is I want to go into the Haunter, because the Haunter has a 2 energy cost of a Sleep and Poison. And although, you know, Sleep and Poison could be not so great, it could end up working out in our favor. So I'm wondering if they're just going to go into tackle and hope that I just don't hit head or tails. I'm sorry. I hope that they don't flip tails, but not 100% sure. I think we got a decent game plan, though. We do want to put down this Nidoran, and we want to eventually get a Nidoking because they have a Lightning deck, and Lightning is weak to that fighting. So here's the Galvantula, the double type, the dual typing Galvantula. 30 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That is a very good move. Going to be able to go into Ghastly. Might be able to take some quick prizes. So it's a good thing we're going to be able to evolve so then we won't be knocked out next turn. And we don't have this Nidoran down, so this Nidoran won't be taking damage this turn, but could be a little bit tricky. Could be a little bit tricky here. Thankfully, the double thread. Oh, they're just going to go Electro Web. Can't retreat during the next turn. That is totally okay. I think I'm just going to go ahead, attach right there. I'm going to use Professor Oak's new theory. I just kind of need a new hand, a new set of cards to kind of reset us. And we do have Cubone, Shuppet. This hand is arguably worse, by the way. Any damage done to Cubone by your opponent's attacks is reduced by 20. Probably want to go soon into Bone Rush, but I don't want to lay this guy down because of that Electro Web or the double thread. I need to be careful with the amount of Pokemon that I put down onto the field. So I think we got to go bench manipulation. They did hit tails. We do a bunch of damage, and maybe we go Psychic Lock next turn. I don't know. They have 50 damage left. It's a bit. But I don't know if we lay Cubone down until we get a knockout going from this guy. But Grumpig coming in. We got one more turn essentially. But if the good news is, oh, they're going to Ninja Boy. What are they going to Ninja Boy? Probably Mareep? They have to switch it with basic Pokemon. So I wonder what they're going to go with. Maybe Maybe they go with the Hawlucha? Because that is the double energy right there. I wonder if they have like another Hawlucha or Apom or something like that. They're gonna go with this Hoopa, 20 more damage to 2, or 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, with Portal Strike. Okay, so there's an attack right there. This kind of makes it a little bit tricky for me. Maybe I want to go into Bone Rush Cubo. Maybe I want to start powering this guy up at this point. And then hopefully be able to... If I hit this, then I can go... Oof. Okay. Well, we're going to go into Bone Rush and hopefully it works. But they're not going to be able to use Portal Strike. Portal Strike doing a ton of damage, though. They're going to try to build that up and probably try to go for that switch. Maybe not this turn go for the switch, but definitely in a previous turn. But if I get knocked out here, I'm going Cubone, Bone Rush, and please let me hit one heads. One heads, or 2 heads I need to hit, actually, to take a knockout right here. They're actually going to double thread, so they're not going to try to do that. They're going to try to take out this Cubone as much as possible. I wonder if they go for it because of the pokey body. I don't think... Yeah, resistance only does 10, so... That's very, very nice. If I go double retreat and just kind of hold on to this, We know that the Cubone is safe next turn. We know that the Cubone is safe next turn, unless they go with a, the Hawlucha, which is a possibility. Well, even then, resistance, I'll be able to stop it, but I'm still going to stick with this strategy. I think I just got to go for this. There we go. All right, we'll be able to use Sleep Poison if we want to. We could be able to retreat, start powering it up again. To be able to use Hoopa if they let this Grumpig live. There's 2 bench Pokemon right there, which is really nice. Be a lot of cheese if we could KO with Haunter at this point. Move 1 damage counter from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. I wonder if they switch here and just go into Drifloon and try to, like, just stall out all of this. Drifloon, I would need to hit 2 tails to be able to knock out, which isn't exactly what I want to happen. But we'll see what my opponent tries to do. A little bit of strategy going on in these games, I will say. Little bit of strategy happening. If you like the music, you're hearing the background music, very, very nice. And they're going for the double thread. Sorry, I kind of stopped talking. I reacted to what was happening as of right now. And it looks like we're going to be able to take a knockout. Not 100% sure where I want to move this energy at this point, but we'll go into a... Actually, we might retreat, again, like I said earlier. Although, this is the problem. The energy exchanger doesn't do anything once we attach it. So I'm having this, like, internal debate about cheesing with poison or going into retreat. You are weak to psychic, but I want to... I think we just got to go for the Psychic Lock. It's going to take a knockout. They're probably going to throw up this Hoopa right here. But the Hoopa, thankfully, can't do like too much unless they find another energy with the Portal Strike. I imagine they do have that energy, and that's why they're about to do this. But they can't use Portal Strike next turn, which is awesome. But they've got these 2 energies right here to be able to retreat. Hyperspace Punch. Boom, gonna take 2 knockouts right there. All right, I need to hit some heads. Need to hit some heads right here, chat. And that's a lot of energies gone. That's kind of an issue in my opinion because I've got a ton out of here already. Who would be the best Pokemon to power up if I wanted to power up a Pokemon? Probably not Machop. Man, all these Pokemon are weak to Psychic. Probably just go here. Probably need to go right here. And then bench manipulation, give me some tails. Neither of those are tails. Wow. All right. That is interesting. Little bit of coin flips. Jiminy Christmas. That's all right, though. That is the thing about the Pokemon trading card game. A little bit of RNG is involved sometimes with the game. We're getting decently close to picking up a win. We're decently close to be able to pick up a win. We just need to be able to hit this. The problem is, though, I think they knock out with the Hyperspace Punch. Because this does hit for weakness, it's technically doing 40. Because weakness and resistance only doesn't apply to the bench. So this Nidorann's kind of safe for this turn, but you know, all they got to do is they just got to go Hyperspace Punch. Boom, they hit this. It's got a little bit left, and then they just go Portal Strike. Unless I top deck a Nidorino that happens to be a fighting Pokemon. So my opponent playing this very, very well. And I can't even use Twins. I haven't been able to use Twins all game. Looking for this Pokeball. Need to find a Pokemon. And the one time that... Oh, boy. Oh, boy, chat. So I guess we're going to have to go into this guy right here. And that's just how it's going to be. Do a little bit. We hit weakness right there. But... that might be all she wrote for game 1. We're going to have to move into game 2 probably to get a W. I think we're just a little bit too far behind. We got off to a hot start early, but man, committing to the Grumpig and not hitting any of those heads probably wasn't the greatest idea in retrospect. But here comes a Hyperspace Punch. Going to be able to do some damage right here. We got one more Pokemon left. If we don't top deck an energy, I mean, we can Twins be able to get whatever we want. So let's go right here. Maybe get a, what is a Drappy? We don't even have Drappy in the deck. Ooh, boy. That's tough. All right, so we're just gonna get a fighting energy, and yeah, I think we just lose here. Yeah, we definitely just lose. Unfortunate. We're going to go into here, paralyzing clamp. We do get to hit a heads and they're paralyzed. Maybe we can, I don't know. I will survive, chat, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have grabbed Nidoking. That's all right. All they have to do is just Eerie Wave and they win. All they have to do is Eerie Wave and they win. Oh yeah, they just switch out Hoopa. Wait, did they just switch out Hoopa for Hoopa? They did. The status conditions stay, though, with this. Oh, there's the healing. Hate that. Hate that. Doesn't heal special. Oh, it does heal special conditions. Oh, no. They just passed. That's why. That is why. All right, we're going to go here. We're going to paralyze and clamp. Ooh, that's a concede. Big fat concede. GG's to my opponent. And we'll move on to game 2. See if we can get a dub. All right, game 2. Let's see if we can pull out a W this time. Maybe not go so hard into Grumpig. Probably not. We are facing one of the Sword and Shield decks, Rillaboom, which is very interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Thankfully, the Nidoking is weak to water Pokemon and not grass Pokemon, although I know that Rillaboom can really pack a punch. So we'll see how this goes. I think what I want to do is maybe I want to go into... Who do I want to go into? What do you do? Lost Crush. Choose one energy and put it into the Lost Zone. That's an interesting coin flip. Any stadium card in play, 20 damage. I don't think there's stadiums in a lot of these theme decks, so maybe I just want to go with the Machamp. Want to try to build that up, but I'll go into probably go into Nidoran here. Probably find the Nidoran. Gonna lay that down just in case there's any shenanigans. I don't think so, because the Zzz only does 20. I can't believe that attack name is called Zzz. But there's a Hop right there. The boy, I love Hop. Such a happy dude. But we'll Professor Oak's new theory. We'll attach and then Professor Oak's new theory, and hopefully maybe see a dub here. We do have a Snorlax. They are committing to the Snorlax, which is very interesting because Snorlax is weak to fighting Pokemon. So I don't know if you want to do that per se, but maybe we'll lay down this Ghastly and we get to Steady Punch. Do only 10 damage, 110 for the basic. That's a lot compared to all of our little guys. So hopefully we can get something going. We do have this energy exchanger, so we can do 50 damage next turn, which is very, very nice. But they're going to have to do a lot of damage for powerful needles, and I think they're just going to sit here and power this guy up at this point. So we could do we'll do an energy exchanger first, put this in the deck, grab this, and the Machoke also does just take 60, so that's very, very nice. So we go here, we find the good old Machoke to do some damage, kind of put the pressure on them a little bit. But if they can consistently find the energies, it'll be a little bit tough for us. So we'll go Strength right here, do 60 damage, and we will take a KO next turn, which is very, very nice. So that way they have to find energy the next 2 turns. Just kidding, they're going to use a potion. All these decks using potion, what the heck? Alright, so they're going to use a research. I guarantee they're going to find the energy that they need next turn. So this is going to be a little bit tricky for me. They're going to evolve into Thwackies and Rillabooms as well. They do have to switch, though. They do have to switch. We do have this. Look at the top 8 cards. Choose as many energies. We might as well just use this. Try to get as many energies out of the deck as possible. And we'll start powering up maybe... Man, that's a lot of damage that thing does. It's a lot of damage. Maybe start powering... Start powering up Nidoran a little bit, and we'll just go into another strength. I mean, you can waste... I would rather use waste potions on here rather than this guy later, but a little bit tricky. I may try to retreat, though. I may actually try to retreat and just go into Ghastly, force them up to use this Snorlax, because I can kind of stall out and try to do some shenanigans here. So this might actually be not terrible of an idea if they don't actually switch, because they've got the switch card, man. They always got it. They always got it. But anyways, this is a problem, I will say. This is kind of a problem. Alright, so we're going to go into Ghastly. We're going to take a knockout on this Maractus, see if we can get anything going from it. We do have this Cubone right here, though. So maybe we have this Cubone do something, but we're going to take this damage counter. Boom. Put it right there. Take that knockout. Grab a Pokeball. This could be good. We could evolve into Nidorino, which is really nice, but they're just going to go all in on us. They're just going to go all in. There's the resistance right there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some setup damage and try to get the Marowak as soon as possible. So there's a heads. We're going to go into this guy. We're going to go Bone, Impact. Again, no stadiums in play, so it's going to be pretty tough. Pretty tough. We might want to get a Banette here right now. Try to do some chip damage. We got to get it to at least like 40. But not looking good. I would like a Twins right now, please. A Twins would actually be very, very nice. Here's an Ordinary Rod to get Maractus back and a couple energies, because they did use a research. They are playing really aggressive, which is what they should do in this matchup, knowing that I don't hit a ton. So we're learning. Oh my gosh, would you stop with the healing, man? Whew. All right, so there's another Pokemon gone. There is another Pokemon gone. I'm wondering what I try to do. I think I'm going to have to try to go for the Boomerang. Try to go for the big old Boomerang knockout. And please, for all that is mighty, the love of Pokemon, give me a good old heads. Give me 2 good old heads. That is 2 good old tails. Oh, man. For anyone who's watching this, I heard that subscribing, liking, and commenting on the video actually gives the creator good luck on their next coin flip. So, I think we just got to go here and we just got to hope for the best. We have a Ghastly right here. It's not really going to help. And go right here. Boom. Stay asleep. We'll go into good old Shuppet here. And they're going to wake up to take a knockout. Good golly. So I think what we can say is this deck probably just doesn't hold up on the theme deck ladder. I think we can kind of make that verification as of watching these games. I mean, the deck was probably decent for its time. The deck was probably pretty decent for its time, but holding up on the ladder, it just doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it. There's too fast of Pokemon. There's too beefy of Pokemon. There's too, hard hitting of Pokemon. I mean, look at this dude. This dude hits 180. Which is a lot. And look at this Snorlax. It does 130 and 80, and it has 150 HP. I don't even think my Machamp. Oh boy, they get the special conditions back. All right, so they're gonna do a little bit of BM. We're just gonna concede right there because we know that we lost. But anyways, let's go into what this deck is and why I kind of wanted to showcase this deck. So like I was saying earlier, this deck again, not necessarily won the Royal Guard that I think that you'd be able to do really well with on ladder and be able to climb. Although it is a cool deck and although it has cool ideas and a lot of the pieces that normal theme decks would generally have. I think that just if you look at this stage 2 right here, 130 HP. We just faced a Snorlax that it was a basic Pokemon that had 150 HP. Let that sink in a little bit and have that kind of recognize like how the times have changed since the HeartGold SoulSilver era where Pokemon are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And even though we had weakness on something like Snorlax, it didn't matter because not only were we using coin flips with Boomerang, but also the Pokemon is just so big. And especially with potions and stuff, not having to use coin flips like we were having to do with Life Herb. It's just really tough for this deck to actually maintain. But there are some good cards in this deck that if you ever were to go into, past the theme deck era, they could do really well for you. One of those cards is Professor Oak's New Theory. If you ever play Legacy, Professor Oak's New Theory is one of those staple cards that a lot of people play. Shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 6 cards. A lot of you newer players or a lot of you players that maybe have been around for about a year or so recognize this as Cynthia. This is exactly what Cynthia does. Very, very good effect. And then Twins, I had mentioned it a couple times earlier. Twins, grab any 2 cards you want if you're down on prizes. So could be really, really good. It's different than the Twins that we know now in like Expanded because that is when a Pokemon is knocked out in the previous turn. But Twins and Professor Oak's New Theory are 2 very, very good cards, especially for Legacy, that I feel like you really, really want. And then you get some other good trainers as well, including the Energy Exchanger, the Life Herb. You get some other trainers as well. The art in this era is just really, really good in my opinion as well. Like, you cannot deny that these 2 arts are super, super great. And also, like, the card art is also really good as well. Like, look how great this Nidoking looks. Look how freaking sweet this Marowak looks. Look how menacing it is. Protecting the baby Cubone. And then Machamp right here just looking super swole. And, it's always good to look back. The spoopy cards. Halloween just passed. But I hope you enjoyed this deck profile of the theme deck, the Royal Guard. Stay tuned on Saturday because a lot of you new people, I would assume, are into like the investing part of the Pokemon trading card game as well. We will be going over the prices of Vivid Voltage cards, kind of the top prices, what I believe is going to happen once the set actually fully releases here in a couple weeks. And hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to go through a HeartGold SoulSilver deck, like I didn't play during this era and I've never played with one of these decks. I just wanted to try it. And it was fun. It was just, man, those coin flips, we just can't hit those heads.